Hey guys, SweetBananaGaming here, coach of your Orlando Solgaleo, here with our Week 9 team builder for our match against the Green Bay Pikachus. And as you guys know, we've had a rough season, but we're down to the final 4 weeks. We're just gonna, make the best of it. Go ahead and, well, I got some new strats for this match. I've done, you can probably see a little bit in the preview there, I've tried to switch up my sets a little bit with my EV spreads and everything. I've tried, now that I'm back in town again, I've tried to really sit down and take a closer look at strategizing for my opponent's team. That's not to say everything's gonna be perfect, but I've at least thought things through a little more thoroughly, and so hopefully I'll at least make a better showing. I mean, at this point, winning, losing, whatever, I just want to kind of come back, vindicate myself that, hey, yeah, I can still do this competitive Pokemon thing. So, okay, so my opponent's team, major threats in Mega Aerodactyl, Tapu Lele, just don't even get me started on Tapu Lele. Specs Tapu Lele takes out most of my team, so I have to kind of work around that a little bit. But I have a couple of things that could potentially work around it as well, so it's gonna, well, we'll see. We'll go through that in a second. Dugtrio, which I have to keep in mind. Arena Trap, kind of annoying Pokemon, and it doesn't have a good HP stat, but it could run Focus Sash and just get one really good hit off on me. If I'm in a bad situation and he swaps in the Dugtrio, it could cause an issue. Alomomola could be annoying, maybe. It depends. Its special defense is not fantastic. Alomomola has 45 base special defense, so if I hit it on the special side, it shouldn't be too big of a deal, but it could be annoying. Kamo-O having its proprietary Z move potentially is something I have to watch out for. Again, I have a few potential things for it, but just because you have a strategy for a Pokemon doesn't mean you're gonna get to apply that strategy in the way that you want. But then Serperior, of course, is annoying, which is why, spoilers, I'm not running webs because of Contrary Serperior. I don't need it getting any more boosts. And Mismagius could be a bit of an annoyance too, as well. I'm not sure what it would use with the Z Crystal, but that could be an annoyance. So I have to work around that. He's also got Magneton, which could run Eviolite or could run Specs. It has Sturdy, another Pokemon that I might not be able to take out in one hit. Skuntank, which I don't have a whole lot of experience against, isn't particularly threatening, so I don't necessarily expect to see it, but it's a little bit like I don't know it as well as some of the other Pokemon on this team. And then of course we have Komala, which my Quibbles, Quibbles from back in the day, hashtag clutch Quibbles. He could bring Quibbles and run, Choice Band, Sleep Talk, Last Resort, which I found out is a thing. I want to see somebody try that on Komala. I haven't paid attention to any of the Green Bay Pikachu's previous matches yet, so I don't know if he's gone and tried that with Komala or not, but I don't know if that's the best thing in League format, but it could be a cool gimmick to try. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and break down the Pokemon on my team. Some of these I kept the traditional, like, maxed out EVs spreads, and then a couple of them I played around with a little bit. So you're gonna get to see them now. Alright, with Absol, I'm still running Jolly, max attack, max speed. The moveset here is designed a little bit, I have Knockoff. I was going back and forth between maybe Knockoff and Pursuit to trap the Mismagius, but Knockoff is generally the better thing to run in most circumstances because whatever gets switched in is going to get its item knocked off. Other than the Mega and the Z, of course, but even so, that's going to do a decent amount of damage. The only thing it won't do a decent amount of damage to is the Kamo-O, I guess. Well, I mean, and the Skuntank, but like out of the Pokemon that I'm thinking about, that would switch into this. I got Will-O-Wisp, just in case I need to neuter something, could be helpful. If he runs physical Kamo-O, because there's a chance, I mean, if he runs the Clangorous Soul Blaze, he'll have to run Clanging Scales, which is special attack, but he could just run a physical EV spread and just have Clanging Scales just to get his stat boost from the Z move. That's a possibility to consider. So if he is running physical, I have a chance to potentially burn it with that. I could burn the Aerodactyl, which would be nice. Maybe the Skuntank or the Dugtrio could be burnt. Like, those are the main, those are the physical Pokemon on his team. Like, I don't predict, nobody ever runs physical superior. Not to say it's impossible. I can't burn the Komala anyway. I don't need to burn the Magneton because, it's a special attacker. So, it could be good against the Aerodactyl or the Dugtrio, and potentially, the Kommo-o, depending on what it's running. Play Rough is for... what was Play Rough for again? Play Rough is for the Kommo-o, that's right. And X-Scissor is for the Superior. I kind of just needed a fourth move, and I wanted to be careful. I almost put Sucker Punch on, but I didn't want to put Sucker Punch on, because Tapu Lele is going to be playing some games with the Psychic Terrain, and I don't want to, like, forget and, you know, have a moment and, like, oh, no, I can't use that priority move because it's, you know, Psychic Terrain. But also X-Scissor is like a 2-hit KO on Superior, so, and do I naturally... I do naturally outspeed Superior as well, and I'm running max speed, so I could be guaranteed to get a hit on it. Now, depending on what set he uses, if he uses a substitute set, that's gonna be annoying. But yeah, that's good to know that I can outspeed it, good to keep in mind. Again, not running webs because that would just have the opposite effect of what I want on the Superior. I suppose you could potentially run something like Specs Leaf Storm. That would be a bit overkill. And you could only use it for, well, you could use it for 8 turns, I suppose. I've never known that to be a Superior set, but I suppose that is a possibility. Anyway, we're bringing back Paul this week. The same old Paul set that you know and love so much. Max defense, max HP, and that little bit of special defense. This is mainly, I can tank Mega Aerodactyl with this set. I mean, he will probably bring Crunch, which does do a decent amount to me, but given the fact that Scald does a lot of damage to it, I wouldn't necessarily expect him to stay in on it. I mean, he might, but with that chance to burn, I don't know if he would. And that's the other nice thing, chance to burn. If I'm in on the Aerodactyl and he doesn't have Crunch, decides to switch out. Actually, I have to check if he can use U-turn as well. I'll check that afterwards, but anyway, Scald will either do a large amount of damage to the Aerodactyl or catch something on the switch, and potentially burn something, which again, burns would be nice against some Pokemon on this team. Psyshock, of course, for psychic damage, that should hit Kommo-o decently, and any special walls. So, this is the set, not gonna go too much more into it. This is, you know, this is Paul. Paul is Paul, you know Paul. She's just doing what she does. But now we're bringing in a new Clefable here. I did some damage calcs, because having Clefable as a completely dedicated special wall, I was still getting hit pretty hard by Tapu Lele. Things were still not quite one-shots, but close to one-shots. So, well, 2-hit KOs, I should say. So I decided to, like, tweak a little bit. You know what, I'll throw a little bit into defense. And I just kind of kept checking the numbers. This is designed to run with Cosmic Power, because if I do get a +1 from Cosmic Power with this defense and special defense combination, if I'm at +1, I think everything, most things are a 3-hit KO, and everything else is 2-hit KO. I don't think anything one-shots me, assuming there's no boosted Pokemon or whatever. Super effective hits, maybe, but I take hits really well just with one Cosmic Power with this set. With Moonblast and Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave is for the Tapu Lele in particular, although again, if I can't burn the Aerodactyl, if I could paralyze it, that wouldn't be too bad either, because Aerodactyl is quite the fast Pokemon. Or, if I could paralyze the Superior, that might be nice. I could paralyze anything except for Dugtrio, Magneton, and Komala. But pretty much anything that I could paralyze would be a good thing, but especially that Tapu Lele, because Tapu Lele is probably, even though I have things that can hit it really hard, it's one of the most dangerous things, depending on what he runs on it. Like, Specs Tapu Lele is nearly unstoppable, but he might be more likely to scarf it because I have the Naganadel and because I have, and the Absol. I was gonna say, really none of my other Pokemon naturally outspeed it. If I ran max speed on Silvally, it would speed tie it at most. So, but he might run a Scarf on it over Specs, which is slightly better for me. Slightly, but it still does a lot of damage. So, Thunder Wave, I got Moonlight on here instead of Soft Boiled because apparently you can't get an Unaware Clefable with Soft Boiled, which I guess. But apparently that's the situation. But I wanted Unaware specifically because of the Superior. And, I don't know, actually, yeah, also because of the Kamo-O, because I don't want to deal with anybody boosting their stats. I don't want to deal with anybody out boosting me. Now, I did check, for those of you wondering, I did check, because I was almost certain that, like, a Alomomola would have Encore, or even Tapu Lele. According to Smogon, none of my opponent's Pokemon can get Encore, so I should be good. I mean, I suppose I should check for Taunt. Tapu Lele can Taunt, I think? I don't know. I guess I need to also check for Taunt users. I have to be careful about that, but Taunt is not nearly as bad as Encore as far as getting me stuck, because it's not for as many turns, and I still have other options that I can use if I'm taunted out of things. But anyway, Unaware, take care of Superior, take care of the Kamo-O boosting itself, and yeah, that's a good thing. If anybody else tries to set up on me, yeah, Unaware is just kind of nice. Like, and if I do get some defense boost with Cosmic Power, it's gonna be like nothing's gonna take me out except for a crit, knock on wood. But anyway, that's my set with Clefable. I kind of like it. I was a little nervous about, like, oh, I don't have a dedicated special wall, but given that even at max special defense, I wasn't like super tanking things, and since I'm running Cosmic Power to boost both of my defenses, I figured a little bit of a split would be good, and then I can, like, having that little bit of investment in each defensive stat, plus being able to boost with Cosmic Power was probably the best way to go. So that is that. We're gonna move on to Silvally. We're running Silvally Flying, in particular because of Arena Trap again. Now, I do have Parting Shot, which gets around Arena Trap anyway, but I'm not going to be faster than Dugtrio, so this is to enable me to hard swap if I need to. So I have Air Slash for Stab, and it hits Kamo-O hard, it hits Superior hard. I was gonna say it hits Dugtrio hard, but really everything does. Parting Shot and Defog, just in case I need to get rid of some hazards. I'm not sure. He has a couple of Pokemon that could set rocks. Nothing that could set, like, Toxic Spikes or anything like that, but he has a couple of Pokemon that could set rocks. And Thunderbolt, that's just something to potentially hit the Aerodactyl. I probably wouldn't stay in on the Aerodactyl, but if I need to, or if I want to hit, more so if I want to hit the Alomomola because I want to hit it with something super effective and special. I should be able to live, at least barely live, one Stone Edge from Aerodactyl with this set. Again, I'm doing a tweak. Well, it's a little bit of a tweak on the defensive Silvally set I used to do that was Impish. I've only changed the EVs slightly. I took 8 EVs out of special attack because when I did the damage calcs, or when I did the calculations, it didn't change my special attack points. At least not when I ran Modest. Like, it didn't change my special attack points, so I just took those 8 out and just put 4 in special defense and 4 in speed, just to, they're not gonna make that big of a difference, but they weren't, I checked, they didn't make a difference in defense, and I figured I'd just add 1 point to special defense and 1 point to speed, it's just kind of chilling there, because they weren't doing anything in special attack. So I still have 92 defense and max HP, but yeah, running Modest to do a little bit more damage with that Air Slash. What was it? I had the calcs on here. I guess I didn't write them down, but Air Slash does a lot, like up to 80% to Superior, and it does a lot, or was it up to 80% to Kamo-O? It does up to 80% to one of them, which is pretty nice to have. And I think let's see, it could be a special Kamo-O, but with Silvally's natural bulk, I should be able to live 1 hit from Kamo-O if it's not boosted. So I should be able to do damage on there. The only thing I really want to switch out from would be Magneton. I'd probably want to switch out from Aerodactyl as well. Anything else I kind of have something for. If I'm up against the Tapu Lele, I could try and attack it, but I would be more likely to just Parting Shot it. depends. If I know it's Specs or Scarf, I'll have to make the decision based on that. Anyway, speaking of Pokemon that can get rid of Arena Trap, well, I need to check for sure, but I'm fairly positive that Ghost types are not affected by trapping moves at all. So I know they're not affected by Shadow Tag. I need to confirm that it's not affected by Arena Trap. But even so, there's not too much that Dugtrio can do to Davy Jones the Dhelmise that would bother me anyway. The most it could do is Sucker Punch me, which I believe does something like 20-something%. It's not that bad. Like, it doesn't do that much. So I have no reason to even care about switching out on Dugtrio. This is a set I've pretty much always run on my Dhelmise. It's already got kind of mixed EVs. Max HP, Adamant, 156 points in attack, and 100 points in special defense with the Assault Vest, Power Whip, Anchor Shot, Earthquake, and Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin giving me another hazard removal option in case hazards are up. Not that hazards are going to play a huge... I don't predict, I'll put it this way, that hazards are going to play a huge role for my opponent, but there's always a chance that Aerodactyl is carrying Stealth Rock. There's always a chance... what else gets Stealth Rock? Does Komali get Stealth Rock? I mean, there's always a chance that he wants to set some hazards, so it just gives me an option. And Power Whip just destroys, just does so much damage. Anchor Shot hits Tapu Lele. Anchor Shot one-shots Tapu Lele, like, every time. It one-shots Tapu Lele, Mega Aerodactyl, and it one-shots Dugtrio just because Dugtrio's HP stat is so terrible. But I would expect the Dugtrio to most likely be Focus Sashed, so I don't know. Earthquake is in case Skuntank's around, or Magneton. I can hit them pretty well. And yeah, we went over that, and my EV spread. This has been a pretty good EV spread for Dhelmise. I haven't used Dhelmise very well in this PGBL, the times that I've used it, but when I've used it just playing Wi-Fi battles, this set is pretty good, so that's why I'm keeping this set. I'm just going to try and be a little bit more conscientious about not wasting it. Like, when I think Dhelmise is my switch-in, nothing is a switch-in to Tapu Lele, which is a problem, because Tapu Lele hits so hard. So if Tapu Lele comes out, I might just have to take a KO and switch in on something that, if it's not Scarf, something that can outspeed it, something that can scare it out, something that can, if it's locked into the wrong attack. I'm gonna have to be creative to deal with Tapu Lele, I have a feeling. I could be a switch-in for Kamo-O if he's running special. It could be a switch-in maybe for Skuntank. It could be a switch-in, probably an easy switch-in for Serperior or Magneton. I mean, easy switch-in for that. I can't hit the Serperior too hard. I mean, Anchor Shot will be okay. And yeah, a switch-in for Dugtrio. So yeah, I mean, Dhelmise is gonna help me a lot. It was kind of between Dhelmise and Lycanroc, but because Lycanroc could hit hard and could be helpful in those situations, but I wanted another bulky Pokemon. I've really got technically four bulky Pokemon on this team, which I'm hoping plays out alright for me. And I've got one physical attacker that hits hard, and one special attacker that hits hard. Yes, Naganadel is back. I can't tell you how close. I almost didn't bring Naganadel and decided to bring Lycanroc instead. But I figured I could use a decent special attacker. I mean, Silvally is an okay special attacker, and really Clefable and Slowbro can be good special attackers under the right circumstances, but it's not as good as having Naganadel. Now again, this is the same old set. The only thing I'm going back and forth on is whether to run Draco Meteor or Dragon Pulse. Now on face value, yes, Draco Meteor, you can do max damage with my Z move, and it's not that inaccurate, and it's powerful. So yes, Draco Meteor on the surface. I'm still leaning more toward Draco Meteor, but my reasons for considering Dragon Pulse are when I did the damage calcs, Draco Meteor, I'm pretty sure when I did the calculations, it only one-shots Kamo-O and Dugtrio, which everything OHKO's Dugtrio. So, at least this is out of the main threats. Like, it doesn't OHKO Mega Aerodactyl, it doesn't OHKO Serperior, I don't think, either. So, and then to top it off, I have to take a -2 in special attack. Now, if I get a nasty plot off beforehand, that's not so bad. But with Dragon Pulse, I could keep my boost and keep hitting hard. So it depends on whether Naganadell's in for a long time or just kind of in to hit something and switch out, which is another strategy I could do, I suppose. But I can only use that Z move once. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have another full day in between now and when I do the battle, so I'll have to think some more on that. But that's my thought process for why I might want to run Dragon Pulse, just because if I do get boosted, like I had one situation in one of my games where I was at +4, and to not have to lose that +4 would be nice. Like, I'd be giving up more damage in the short term, but in the long term I'd be able to do more damage over more turns. That's my thought, and it is a little bit more accurate, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I was so close to not, I almost didn't want to bring Naganadel because I know everybody tries to counter my Naganadel. It's my main threatening Pokemon on my team, really. The only one that everybody knows they have to prepare for. At the same time, in this case, to balance out my team, now the rest of my team is designed to take on my opponent's team. So I'm hoping that my strategy does not involve relying on Naganadel too much. It's just one of those Pokemon that I hopefully leave in the back until it's time to save me. But depending on how it's going, I might even do the reverse. I might even use Naganadel as fodder, or just to nuke something and then take the KO. I might even do it that way, just to save the rest of my team later on. It's gonna be a knee-jerk decision. We'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this team builder. I appreciate all of you who have been supportive of me throughout this season. It's been a rough season, as you know, but knowing that you guys are supporting me, it makes it all worthwhile. It makes me keep going each week. We're down to, like I said, the final 4 weeks of the main season. So definitely show your support with that like button. Leave a comment if you wish. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe and hit that little bell so that you're getting notifications when my videos go live. And don't forget to check out my Discord server if you haven't already, because we have a great community there. Links in the description. We have a lot of fun, and you get alerts about when I'm going live for streams, or in advance when I plan to have streams, and other sorts of opportunities like that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time for our Week 9 PGBL battle against the Green Bay Pikachus. I will see you then.